of Fox Sports.
We are Fox Sports. We are San Diego.
Another beautiful night in our great city of San Diego. A little trip across the Coronado Bridge. You got your tickets ready. Buy a little popcorn, Cracker Jacks, and watch the middle game of this 3-game series. And welcome back, Carlos Quentin. He has served his 8-game suspension and returns to the lineup tonight as the San Diego Padres host the red-hot Milwaukee Brewers, who have won 8 in a row and were victorious impressively last night by a 7-1 score. Welcome to Petco Park with Mark Grant, Dick Enberg. It's a game in which all eyes are focused on one man for the moment, and that is Carlos Quentin and what he can do to help this lineup. And Carlos himself is itching to get started.
I would have liked to have been there with the team through that entire time. I couldn't. I just look forward to getting back on the field and being with these guys. And I see them all in here. They're grinding. They're working hard. And we want to get back on a winning path. And I just want to be a part of that and help do that.
Well, we're all in favor of that, getting back on a winning path. And what does the big guy in that number 4 slot do to the entire lineup?
Strikes fear into the opposing pitcher, and that's exactly what the Padres need right now. They need that shot in the arm. They need Clayton Richard to go out there and deal tonight and have Headley and Quentin 3 and 4 in the lineup do some damage offensively.
Well, let's just go back to last year. They weren't together even half of the games of the season. But the contrast, when they both are in the lineup, the Padres were 8 games above 500. When they're not in the lineup, one or the other, they're 18 games below 500.
So the proof is in the pudding. You have Headley 3rd, Quentin 4th. So what's that do as an opposing pitcher? Okay, you're in the first inning. You got to face Cabrera. You got to face Venable. Those guys in the lineup, 1 and 2, are going to see good pitches because they don't want to face a Silver Slugger winner like Chase Headley. They don't want to have runners on base to face Carlos Quentin. So when the pitcher goes in the stretch, usually they don't have their good stuff. I'm hoping this really turns things around offensively for the Padres because that number 1-2 punch in the 3-4 slots should do some damage for the Padres.
And Headley's happiest of all. He was 23 points higher in his average and hit many more home runs when Quentin was backing him up in that 4th spot. Well, that'll be a focus of our telecast tonight. How much will Carlos Quentin's return mean to this team? They need some victories. The Q Factor, we're calling it, and more on Carlos's return when we come back.
for Game 2 this Tuesday night against the Brewers. And the story of the evening, Carlos Quinton back in the lineup, and the numbers pretty much speak for themselves. When Carlos is backing up Chase Headley, things are good. Let's take a look at the numbers you see here. Chase Headley batting .298 when Quinton is in the lineup in comparison to .275. A couple of other numbers there, but the Padres over 500 with their 3-4 hitters intact, working together, and Headley says it makes a big difference having Quinton back him up.
Last year when I was going well and he was in there, you know, you could tell a difference that, you know, they came at me a little bit more than they did when he wasn't in there. You know, guys didn't want to put me on and have him coming up with guys on base consistently. So, you know, we'll see how that plays out right now. I need to go out and, you know, put some good swings on some balls and you know, make them, you know, have to make that decision.
That is our Geico quote of the game. Chase also went on to say, you know, while it's important for he and Carlos to both do their part, they've got to see the rest of the guys in the lineup continue to come up with hits as well. Coming up, it is Clayton Richard taking the mound for the Padres, and he says 8 is enough, guys. The streak stops here when we get back. It's the Padres and the Brewers coming up.
Padres baseball brought to you by Jack in the Box. This Chipotle Chicken Club combo is back for a limited time at Jack in the Box. By Petco, where the healthy pets go. By Farmers Insurance. Contact your local agent at 888-96-FARMERS. And by GMC. We are professional grade. As per usual, when Clayton Richard takes the mound, he's anxious to go to work. He's completed his warm-up tosses and takes a deep breath and ready to go to work against this Milwaukee team that incredibly started 2-8 and now have won 8 in a row. That's never happened before. Look at the Milwaukee Brewers lineup, brought to you by Hyundai. Aoki, Segura, and Braun, the first three, LaCroix and cleanup. Weeks, Gomez, Betancourt, Gonzalez, and the pitcher Gallardo. And just don't brush Gallardo aside as the pitcher. He is a hitter as well. Already has a home run this year, 11 in his career. All the way to the screen, 2-0 to Norichika Aoki, who is in a slump, 3 for the last 32. 3-0. from the Japanese League a year ago, a rookie, Aoki. He and Yonder Alonso tied for the most hits by rookies in the National League last season, 150. A strike called by Gary Darling, 3-1. And on the inside corner again.
Hey, throw him another one. Have him hit the ball in the air. No bad hops in the air, right? Aoki really not a threat as far as the home run is concerned. He's got a couple. There you go. Well, Clayton Richard, it's been 9 days, folks. 9 days since he's been out there. Efficiency. Keep the ball down. Conserve energy. He's got to be drained a little bit. But if anybody is prepared for this outing, it is Clayton Richard getting ready to face these Brewers tonight.
Sharp shot right to the second baseman, Jerko. First pitch, first out, a line drive to the second baseman. And a look now at the Padres defense, brought to you by Aramco Mortgage. Quinton in left. It sounds good, doesn't it? Venable in center, Denorfia in right, Headley, Cabrera, Jerko, and Alonso in the infield. Nick Hundley handling the offerings of Clayton Richard. Here's Gene Segura, this young player acquired from the Angels organization a year ago. Looks like the real deal, doesn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. Good athlete, good range at shortstop, got some speed. Look at the on-base percentage, 406.
And the leading hitter and one of the leading averages in the National League through the first 3 weeks at 359.
When we went over our scouting report with Clayton Richard, we talked about being efficiency, putting guys away. Let's see if he can put them away 0-2. He wants it in the dirt here.
1-2. It was a midseason deal last year. Segura coming to the Brewers, Zach Greinke to the Angels, and then, of course, in the offseason, Greinke, a free agent signed by the Dodgers. At the right center, and it's slicing up the alley. It's going to go all the way to the wall. Segura with good speed, sprinting around second. He's going to go for three. The throw not in time. A triple for Segura.
See that opposite field power from Segura? He'll turn on a fastball. He'll stay on the breaking ball. As soon as he sees this ball split the gap of Denorfia and Venable, he doesn't need any help from the third base coach, Ed Cedar. He's got the wheels. That's his second triple of the year. Yeah, he's taking charge himself.
Well, they got themselves a real player in this 23-year-old. Playing that difficult position, shortstop. He reminds you of Starlin Castro a bit.
He does.
Cubs.
Yep.
So here's Ryan Braun, a chance to give the Brewers a lead in the first inning. And they are tough when they score first. They're 7-1 when they get on the board before the opposition. And amazingly, in the first inning, Milwaukee this year, get this, they've scored 16 runs in the first inning. Their opponents won. So they're jumping out in front, especially in this 8-game winning streak. And they're tough to catch.
And that's something you always talk about, Dick, getting that lead early and hanging on. You know, the big thing, the ideal thing would to get Braun striking out, leave that runner at third with 2 outs.
He does lead the team in strikeouts, but is third in the league and runs batted in with 19. Jonathan Lucroy on deck. Ball just jumps off his bat.
Late on the 92-mile-an-hour fastball in. That's exactly where Nick Hundley wanted that pitch.
So 2 strikes on Braun.
Average power, on base percentage, but he can be pitched to.
The .296 batting average this year, under his career average, well over 300. He chases and fouls it off. A changeup just stays alive. Made his debut here as a major leaguer at Petco Park, and he's always hit well. .328 lifetime in this ballpark with 5 homers, one of them last night. So he's still in front, 2 strikes. What do you throw him here?
I throw him another changeup. He was way out in front of that one. For a ball, though, bounce it. That was a breaking ball, a slider.
So 1-2 with only one out, and Segura perched at third base.
And my good friends at Southland Technology bring you to the Fox tracks. You can see where Clayton Richards trying to get Ryan Braun out. The last pitch, slider down and in.
It didn't miss by much.
No, he didn't.
Ground ball to short. Infield playing back. The run scores. It's 1-0 Milwaukee. 20th RBI of the year for Ryan Braun.
Well, you got to score anyway to win, right? Now there's 2 outs. Clayton Richard can go after Jonathan Lucroy. A strikeout would have been very sweet right there, but at least he got an out.
Lucroy in the cleanup spot, although he's not the cleanup hitter for Ron Renicky. Yeah, they're without Corey Hart and Aramis Ramirez, 2 power guys, and still running off 8 consecutive wins. Three home runs for Lucroy this year. In for a strike at 89. Three balls and a strike now to Lucroy, with Ricky Weeks due next.
Well, one of the things to probably look at Clayton Richards is if his arm starts dragging a little bit and dropping that elbow, not staying on top. Next toss, number 22 this inning. Seems like when Clayton takes a little bit off that fastball, 88, 89, it creates a little bit more movement. It's almost like a second fastball. We talk about Eric Stoltz with the 91-mile-an-hour fastball and the 87-mile-an-hour fastball. Right
back to the mound, just like you were talking about in the pre-game show. You got to field your position. They must have been watching too. Good tips you gave them, Mark.
Thank you.
So the Padres come up against Giovanni Gallardo. Gallardo, a 1-1 record so far this year. Toyota brings you the Padres starting lineup tonight. Cabrera, Venable, and Headley. Carlos Quentin cleanup. Yonder Alonso fifth. Chris Denorfia drops down to that sixth spot. See how the return of Quentin just changes the whole dynamics of this lineup. Jerko drops to seventh, then Hundley and Clayton Richard. Now that's a much more threatening lineup just because of the return of one man.
And right-hander Giovanni Gallardo on the hill for the Brew Crew. The curveball's key. The velocity's down a little bit, and he's got a good cutter into the left-handed hitters like Cabrera.
90 miles an hour on his first fastball. Gallardo's just 27, 6'2" and 215, born in Mexico. Grew up in Texas, still makes his home there.
Kind of comes over the top a little bit of a short armor. Gallardo hides that ball behind that cap of his, and before you know it, it's up on top of you. Boy, the last 4 years, Dick, how about this guy? The last 4 years, double-digit wins for Gallardo. He's been a very consistent big league pitcher.
13, 14, 17, and last year 16 wins. One ball and 2 strikes to Cabrera. When Bud Black talked about his team, and 3 weeks into the season now, he was quick to compliment 2 players in the lineup. This man, Everett Cabrera, and Chris Denorfia. He started with them. Really pleased with what they have brought to the table, since some of the others have to start chipping in. Off the fists, and an easy 1-3 put out to start the inning for Gallardo. Let's check the Milwaukee Brewers defense, brought to you by Hyundai. Braun, Gomez, and Aoki in the outfield. Betancourt moves from first over to third. Segura at short, Weeks at second. Alex Gonzalez at first. Lucroy behind the plate for Gallardo. Will Venable, 240 hitter, but at Petco this year hitting 348. Venable and Denorfia will be sharing center field with the injury to Cameron Maben. That ball lined to right field, base hit. The Padres have their first base hit and runner.
Let's look for the Padre hitters tonight to hunt the fastball. Cabrera got a fastball that was located in. Will Venable gets a fastball in. Gallardo wanted it away. It looked like also Aoki playing a little bit on the deep side in right field. I'm not saying he would have caught that ball, but it looked like he was playing on the deep side there against Will Venable.
He is again for Chase Headley. Swung around more toward the line, with center fielder Gomez a shade into left, so that's a huge gap in right center for Headley. Chase working himself back into shape after the fractured thumb is 4 for 18 and a home run up in San Francisco on the weekend. One of the rare runs. The Padres managed only a couple against that Giants staff. There goes the runner. The throw by Lucroy. Venable just got his hand in there in time. Great throw by Lucroy. It was right on the bag.
Sure was. Showing off that hose of his. Great release. You know, it was an off-speed pitch too. He could not have thrown that ball any more perfectly. Segura with the catch. Venable's hand in there.
Good call by Bruce Streckman, the second base umpire. Third steal for Venable. So Headley a chance to tie it up here in the first inning. 2-0.
See, this is one of the perfect situations. First base is open, right? But Gallardo doesn't want to pitch around Chase Headley. Put him on to face Carlos Quentin. It changes the whole dynamic.
One swing can get you 3 runs.
Something that the Padres haven't done or haven't had.
Modest shift on the infield for Headley. The shortstop Segura almost behind second base. And a 4-pitch walk to Headley. And here's Carlos Quentin. Fans welcome back. Quentin, local lad. And he's presented with an opportunity to do some damage immediately. He's had only 23 at bats this year with 4 hits, looking for his first home run. Off speed curveball.
Big curveball. You know, I was just about to say, remember I know last year was an injury, but remember Carlos Quentin came back in Chicago. He swung early in the count and he did some damage at Wrigley Field. He's hacking at the first pitch curveball. Not a bad selection by Gallardo, especially with runners in scoring position.
Off the plate. Yonder Alonso on deck. Venable at second, Headley at first. 1 out, 1-0 Brewers here in the first. Ground ball off the bag. It hit the bag and rolls into left field. That'll get Venable home. And on to third goes Headley on a long single by Quinton. Yes, sir. Welcome back, Carlos Quinton. It's tied at 1.
Well, Dick, I echo your comment. Welcome back, Carlos Quinton. That's not my bag, baby. Right off the bag, scoring a run, and the Padres right back on the board after the Brewers score one. And there's no way of defending that one. It takes a hop, creating a little excitement here. Now runners at the corners.
Good base running by Headley. He saw the play in front of him, even though the ball rolled right down the line and was fielded quickly by Braun. He saw he could make third. So first and third, 1 out to Yonder Alonso. And a line drive to right field, and it's falling in a hurry. A dying liner that'll score a run. Here comes the throw to third, and Quinton makes it. First and third. They trade places. Padres lead 2-1. A dying liner by Yonder Alonso off the end of the bat.
Once again, swinging early in the count. Remember, the first pitch to Carlos Quinton was a breaking ball. Swung on and missed. Gallardo, first pitch. Looked like something off speed. Off the end of the bat, just to deaden it enough to once again get Carlos Quinton going to third base. It looks like the knee's okay there.
So the Padres grab the lead in the first inning, 2-1 on 3 singles and a walk. Quinton at third, Alonso at first for Denorfia. Leading hitter for the Padres so far at .339. Well, the Padres had scored only 1 run in 30 innings, so this is more than refreshing.
Well, hey, we talked about it before the game. Headley, Quinton. Headley walk, Quinton single, RBI, run. Need I say more? Come on.
1 ball and 1 strike now to Denorfia. Infield is back, except at the corners. Betancourt at third, and Gonzalez at first might try to cut down the run at the plate. Quinton is not the fastest Padre.
It's going to be nice to get Clayton Richards some breathe-in room as well. Hey, now it's time for our Farmers Insurance game plan. Hey, we're going back to 1978. A little Peaches and Herb. Reunited, and it feels so good.
Was that Peaches or was that
That
Herb?
was both of them. Peaches and Herb, 1978. Awesome song. Take me back to my high school days. Out on a date, and we'll clip it right there.
Didn't miss by much. That fastball on the inside edge. 2-2, Denorfia. Get something in the air and bring in the third run of this inning.
Boy, Aoki in right field playing well over towards the line. Right center field. Drive.
Oh, what a scoop there at first base by Gonzalez. Back to first. A double play. Oh, great hands by Gonzalez to hit that one hopper that was exploding at his feet and turn it into a 3-6-3 double play. But the Padres get 2 and take the early lead.
the middle of anybody's lineup, it's going to help you out a lot. But you know. And when you put that in the middle of anybody's lineup, it's going to help you out a lot. But you know, with the way that we've been struggling a little bit to score some runs, I think you know, just adding another major piece in there is going to do great things for us. But you know, on the other hand, we all need to continue to do our jobs and do them better than we've been doing the last few days.
And it's certainly prophetic. Headley commenting on Quinton's return to the lineup and his RBI single. Headley had walked in front of him, and that walk became a run. Ricky Weeks in a 4 for 52 slump.
You know, I'm anxious, Dick, as this game goes on and this tandem stays in order in 3 and 4, of how it's going to affect the number 1 and number 2 hitters. It's going to take some time to see what happens, but I remember facing lineups that had 3 and 4 that would just make you shake in your boots. Now, you want to throw strikes to the number 1, 2 guys, because you don't want to pitch to those other hitters with runners on base. So we'll have to wait and see through time how that affects those hitters in the lineup.
Said, well, he had the 8 days, 9 days off that he worked on his swing and rehabbing the knee.
See, that's the big thing also. That's a good point, Dick. The rehab of the knee, make sure the knee is okay. He went from first to third very hard, Carlos Quinton. Hopefully that knee holds up, because the Padres need him in the lineup consistently.
Full count to Weeks. Good swing there. Carlos Gomez and Yunieski Betancourt to follow. Walks the leadoff man.
It's tough to pitch to lay off if you're a hitter. 3 and 2. Looks like the ball split the plate, but it was just below the knees.
Here's Carlos Gomez. Speaking of walks, last night he walked twice. He had not walked a single time in the first 17 games of the season. Batting .295 as he starts this evening with a couple of home runs.
Yeah, Ricky Weeks has been around a while. Clayton Richard has been around a while, and Tony Gwynn is going to take that moon and just spank it to right center field for a double.
I think he already has.
Yeah, and I was checking out the secondary lead by Ricky Weeks. Clayton Richard might have him set up for a nice little pickoff move over there. I don't think that was his A move, though.
Weeks has 3 stolen bases so far this year. Now, often after 2 moves, if he does have a design on stealing, he goes on the first move this time.
Absolutely. Yeah. And that's a chance you take. If you get caught, you just keep going and hope they make an erratic throw from first to second.
He's staying. 2-1. Of course, the concern, as number 33 has now thrown 33 pitches, is that after missing a turn because of that stomach virus, Clayton won't be quite as sharp as normal. Slicing into the right field corner, falling away from Denorfia. And look at the speed of Carlos Gomez. Did he get around first to second in a hurry? A bloop double for Gomez, and the Brewers threaten to get the lead right back here in the second inning as Weeks goes to third.
Well, it looks like Clayton hit his spot. He wanted it away, maybe up just a little bit, but remember, off the right-handed bat down the right field line, that ball is going to slice. You see it hit, it kind of checks up. Ooh, did he hit first base? You know, I wouldn't mind maybe a little appeal over at first base. It looked close. Doesn't look like they're going to do anything, but
no. Second and third, no one out for Betancourt, who hit a 3-run homer in the first inning last night. His third of the season. His Brew Crew has homered in each of the last 8 games. 15 homers in the 8 games. Infield back. And another ball, similar, slice to right, fair. That'll get 2 runs home. Betancourt delivers. 3-2, Milwaukee. Neither of the doubles hit that hard, but perfect direction.
And just putting the ball in play. Who says you have to hit it in the sweet spot, right? Betancourt off the end of the bat. The only difference, it's a single. Betancourt doesn't have the speed of Carlos Gomez. And as I mentioned yesterday, this Milwaukee team, they are very aggressive swinging the bats. Ooh, good pitch. First pitch changeup.
Alex Gonzalez. Only 7 hits and 51 at bats so far. Another base hit to right field. These right-handed hitters just going the opposite way. First and second as Gonzalez joins the hit parade. Leadoff walk got it started. Double to right, single to right, single to right.
But Dick, you said it. The right-handed hitters, sure, they can show some pop and pull the ball out of the ballpark, but as you take a look at Jed Jerko, you know, he's playing a little bit more up the middle. And Alex Gonzalez does a nice job staying on that pitch, taking it the opposite way.
Here's Gallardo, home run hitting pitcher, 11 in his career. One of those this year. He was the Silver Slugger winner as the pitcher in 2010.
So getting out here.
He squares the bunt. Still no one out here in the second. His home run this year was last Thursday, and it came against Matt Cain in Milwaukee. With a 3-2 lead, trying to move up 2 runners and hope that Aoki or Segura can deliver them from scoring position, but may have home run power, but his sacrifice technique not too solid.
Wow. Carlos Zambrano with 24 home runs and Giovanni Gallardo right behind him for active major league pitchers. That's impressive.
Now 2 strikes. Is he swinging? Nope. Bunts it foul. Oh, that's doing you a favor.
Yeah, he's got a better swing than he does his technique as far as bunting is concerned. So now the double play still in order with 1 out. Clayton Richard can try to get a grounder here.
Aoki lined out to second baseman Jerko the first time. Well, that's going to be tough. Not in time. A bunt single perfectly placed by Aoki. Bases loaded with 1 out.
Hey, not a bad idea. Aoki, you can see he chokes up on the bat, good bat control, and places that ball perfectly. And there's nothing Chase Headley could have done there. Alonso does a good job of coming towards the baseball, ready to let the baseball travel to him.
Darren Balsley, pitching coach, out to talk with Richard.
It's got to be frustrating for Clayton, you know, making some good pitches. The Brewer hitters are going the other way. But you have to credit the Brewer hitters by trying to go the opposite way. The pitches just catch too much of the plate.
Well, Gallardo got the double play to get himself out of trouble after 2 runs had scored in the first. The right pitch here. Get 2. Limit the damage, and the game stays at 3-2 Milwaukee.
And that's the mindset Clayton Richard has to have right here. I'm sure that was reassured by pitching coach of the Padres, Darren Balsley. Hey, you make one good pitch here, you get a grounder. Let's take our chances to get out of this.
Segura tripled to right center and scored the first Milwaukee run in the opening inning.
It'd be interesting to see with those hits going to right field off the right-handed hitter Brewers, if Clayton Richard counters and trying to go maybe cutters inside or fastballs inside.
Betancourt, Gonzalez, and Aoki aboard. Two and 0. Braun on deck. Knocked in the first round on a ground up. Headley goes to first as the run scores. 4-2. Betancourt comes home. Again, ball not hit hard, but productive. And with 2 out, here's Ryan Braun. Two more men in scoring position, so the Padres aren't going to fool around with Braun and his potent bat. They're going to put him on. It means the Brewers have hit around here in the second inning.
And what's so important about this is getting a force at any base so you go the short way in a grounder. But Clayton Richard, after the 4 wide ones, they have to be 4 good wide ones now. Got to hit that catcher's glove. Is to get ahead quickly to Jonathan Lucroy. And Jonathan Lucroy knows that all the pressure's on Clayton Richard. He's got to come to him. Oh, hey now.
Oh, my. Now that was not an easy stop for Hundley. He's not expecting the ball down there near home plate when he's looking for it outside. There's the 4th wide one, and the base is full again. So in the inning, the leadoff walk, as per usual, comes around to bite you. Then the bloop double to right. Then another bloop single to right, scores 2 runs. And the ground out now by Segura, the 3rd, as the Padre bullpen gets ready. Thad Weber, who's pitched in 2 games since being called up from Tucson. First pitch strike.
Ooh, a lot of pitches. 50 pitches to get 5 outs.
This is a very dangerous spot so early in the game. I mean, the Brewers with a chance to blow a big hole in this game. 4-2 is bad enough, but bases loaded. Cleanup hitter Lucroy. And he rips one into the left field corner. That might clean him up. Quentin trying to dig it out. They're holding the runner at third. A 2 score. It's 6-2. They hold Braun at third on a double by Lucroy. That ball was hit. Five-run inning for the Brew Crew. Gonzalez scoring from third, and Aoki from second.
You know, just when you think, you get past Ryan Braun, you put him on base to try to get a force out on any base. You know, Jonathan Lucroy is no slouch himself. He's very aggressive with that bat. He went down and got that. And a short night for Clayton Richard.
So the Brewers, who took a 5-0 lead in the first inning last night on their way to a 7-1 win, have tallied 5 times here in the second and have jumped in front 6-2. Top of the second here at Petco Park. Pitching change for the Padres. Thad Weber coming in. Eight consecutive wins, and they're pounding the baseball. They lead it 6-2. 10th man to bat in the inning against Thad Weber. As we remind you to join the Padres this coming Sunday as they honor the men and women of the U.S. Coast Guard with U.S. Coast Guard Appreciation Day, presented by USAA. Enjoy a special pregame ceremony before the Padres take the field against the Giants. A 1:10 start. Get your tickets now at Padres.com or call 619-795-5555. So an early call to the pen, and Thad Weber. Ryan Braun there at third. LaCroix with the 2-run double at second. 2 outs. They've hit around, and Weeks started this inning with a leadoff walk. Invariably spells trouble, and did.
Well, it might be one of those nights for Thad Weber to where he goes maybe 4, if he can, maybe 5 innings, because Anthony Bass went 3 1/3 last night. He is on the shelf. Had a chance to talk with Thad the other day. Good kid, really good kid. Went to community college in Nebraska, and then went to University of Nebraska. And a biology major. He's a science guy. Loves the sciences. He blinded me with science.
2 strikes now on Ricky Weeks.
Well, Jason Marquis talked to me before the game. He said, you know, I just didn't have my stuff last night. I was prepared, but being prepared doesn't necessarily mean you're going to have great results. Just didn't have the feel last night on his sinker.
Weeks would not chase. 1-2.
Something you'll appreciate, Dick. Thad Weber's dad was a farmer. He farmed in Nebraska.
That's a good background then, isn't it?
I'll tell you what. I think back of growing up and friends of mine who families were farmers, and my gosh, what a hard job. Man.
Work is never done. There's always something to do.
It's always go, go, go.
Come on, Dad. I mean, do we have to really? It's wintertime. I mean, can't we stay inside today? We got to pick up those prunings before the weeds gallop. That was the worst job of all. Line drive, maybe Venable can get there for the catch. A tee shot line drive to left center field, and that's how the Padres finally get out of the inning. Line shot by the hit hungry Ricky Weeks. 5, though, for the Brewers. Degrees in Denver. They played a day-night doubleheader after being snowed out again yesterday, and guess who's at it again? Justin Upton. That's home run number 10 on the way to a 4-3 Atlanta Braves win in the opening game of the Twin Bill. He's hit another tonight. Now Upton with 11 home runs.
That's unbelievable. I've played in some cold weather, growing up in the Midwest and in the minor leagues, but that is ridiculous.
Chad Jerko leads off the second, takes a strike. So Upton has 11 home runs. The Padres team has 11 home runs.
Hey, Dick, I got your Christmas present right under here.
Look at that.
Look at the snow on those Douglas firs.
Yeah, the skiing community loves it. We get snow here late April. That's 3 snowstorms in the last week up there.
Yeah.
Well, you got to just forget about all the runs you just saw cross the plate for Milwaukee. It's like a 4-0 game. And it's only the second inning.
Right. We talked about it last night. You got to put together good at bats. Hey, if a walk is what happens, a walk happens. Pass the baton to the next hitter and see what he can do.
High chopper. That's a fair ball. And Betancourt throws out Jerko. Cameron Maben in the dugout, had a chance to chat with him. His wrist in a cast. He said he's going to take some time. Hopes that he won't need an operation. He said it really affected him on his swing. He said, I'd get to the point of contact, and then to protect the wrist on the right hand, I wanted to swing it through rather than letting it really snap through.
Right.
Nick Hundley at 296. Base hit into the left field corner. And Hundley hustles his way around first to second. Trouble in the corner for Ryan Braun, but he finally digs it out. And Hundley will settle for a double. His 7th 2-base hit of the season, leading the club. Well, it may just be that kind of night where the hitters are going to have their way.
It all starts with a double. Nick spinning on that one. We talked about his swing last night being very athletic and throwing that head of the bat. Oh, that's a good sound.
There's a temptation there for a moment with Braun having difficulties in the left field corner with 1 out to go for the triple, but wisdom prevails. Padres with a chance to get one of those runs back. Thad Weber, when he came to the ballpark tonight, he didn't think he'd be hitting in the second inning.
Pretty good athlete, Thad Weber. Played some first base when he was in college. Hit over 400 as a first baseman. Looks like a hitter, doesn't
Yeah, chance to help the cause.
he? Look at him just spit on that curveball. I'm not going to swing at that, he says.
Two balls and a strike. Gallardo with a 6-2 lead. Plenty of time to go. Hundley out at second base, 1 out. Corey Lupke and John Baker.
Always talking ball. Love talking ball on the bench, especially pitcher catcher. Go over scenarios.
That one slicing down into the crowd in the right field corner. He does take good swing.
Yes, he does. Look at him doing a little landscaping with his feet, his spikes, kind of knocking the dirt off with the head of the bat. He takes pitches well,
Yeah.
you know, recognizes the ball out of the hand very nicely.
Full count. One hopper to third, and Weber out, but that was a good looking at bat. 2 away. Hundley had to hold at second, and to the leadoff man, Everth Cabrera. Cabrera bounced to the mound in the first. A much improved hitter, Cabrera, this year, primarily making contact. Struck out 12 times, but that's in 82 plate appearances. His total last year doubled that, strikeouts, 1 out of every 4 times. Big run out there to get one of them back here in the second.
No question about it. One thing I've noticed, Gallardo hasn't thrown that curveball for a called strike. So, you know, Mark Sweeney talks about it quite a bit about eliminating pitches. If you recognize the pitch, just don't offer at it. If you can't throw it for a strike, why offer?
Two balls, no strikes. Cabrera trying to pick up Hundley. 2 out. 3-0. Will Venable on deck. Will with a single to start a 2-run first inning. And a 4-pitch walk.
They get the pitch count up.
Well, on this date in history, San Diego's own. He was only 19. Ted Williams, rookie, only 4 for 5. Hit his first major league home run. He finished with, what, 521, didn't he?
He had a pretty good career, didn't he?
Pretty good. Best hitter in my lifetime that I ever was able to witness. Virtuoso when just in batting practice. It was like watching a great concert cellist or violinist perform. Hit all the right notes. Venable with 2 on, 2 out here in the second. And Milwaukee leading 6-2.
My dad told me he was in the service out in Massachusetts and he saw Ted Williams play once at Fenway Park. Said one of the prettiest swings he ever saw.
Line drive base hit. Venable delivers again. Here comes Hundley around third. Here comes the throw by Aoki, and they cut it off. And Hundley scores. It's 6-3. Venable, 2 hits in 2 innings. He scored a run, and now he drives in one. And cuts into that Milwaukee lead, 6-3, and brings the tying run to the plate, Chase Headley.
I'm really surprised as Will Venable twice tonight now going to right field. I'm really surprised that they cut off this throw by Aoki because it looked like it was kind of in line, maybe up the third base line a little bit. Even if it goes throw, it looks like Luke Croy. You know, I don't think there's no way that Cabrera is going to go to third base.
So first and second as Cabrera holds at second. Venable at first. Headley walked and scored the first time. Again, the shift, Headley with shortstop Segura almost behind second base. Big hole in that left side of the infield. And the ground ball's at the second baseman. Weeks throws him out. And the inning over. The Padres get a run on 2 hits and cut the lead to 6-3. The Brewers with a 6-3 lead over the Padres, and in the top of the third it'll be Carlos Gomez leading off for Milwaukee as we welcome the city of San Diego's Fire Chief Javier Maynor. Thank you for joining us tonight, and this of course is part of the Responders Recognition Tuesday. There's going to be, this is the first of 6 here at Petco Park, and we do thank you and all your men and women.
Well, thank you. It's a tremendous honor to be here. The Padres organization was fantastic to recognize first responders, you know, particularly in light of the events that we've all been watching unfold in both Boston and in Texas. So it's quite heartwarming to be here to represent all the nation's first responders.
And it's a 24/7 thing. I mean, we know when I think of firemen and the first responders, I mean, always on call. You get that call at 2 in the morning, you get that call at 2 in the afternoon. It's just amazing what you all do.
You know, it's a real privilege to serve. I've been at it for about 33 years. Everybody that I run into in this profession is here because it's a calling for them. We enjoy what we do. And to hear the outpouring of support here tonight and what I saw occur in Boston and for the firefighters who passed away in Texas is just kind of a cherry on top of a great opportunity to serve.
I think the average fan watching right now doesn't realize the breadth and scope of your command. How many are into this up the middle, and a nice play made by Jerko, but throws it wildly and off the screen protecting the dugout. No advance. Tough play for Jerko. It'll be ruled an infield hit for Carlos Gomez. That you have 1,200 firefighters here in San Diego, but it isn't just what we fire them in. You've got lifeguards, and tell us the scope.
Well, yeah, in the city of San Diego, there are 1,200 people in the fire rescue department. The firefighters, of course, lifeguards, EMTs, paramedics, support staff, helicopter pilots. But in the county of San Diego, there are 55 fire agencies. So we have a number of first responders here.
And how can we, the average fans who appreciate the bravery and the service of your people, help you more? What can we do to help you?
Well, as I said, it's quite an honor to serve the community. I think all of us feel that. Sometimes the budget falls a little bit short of where we need to be in terms of providing equipment and training to our staffs. So there are some organizations to which you can donate. In our case, it's the San Diego Fire Rescue Foundation, and they'll put those funds to good use and assist us in buying technology and training really otherwise might be beyond our reach.
How did you get involved, Chief? I mean, what age did you think, this is what a career that I want to do?
My last year of high school, I ran into an Air Force firefighter. I grew up in an Air Force family and wasn't quite sure what I wanted to do, but I spent some time with him and it kind of thought, that sounds like a good way to go. Came to San Diego to go to school just to become a firefighter. And
you're an Aztec, are you not?
I'm an Aztec alum. I'm very proud to be an Aztec and looking forward to the upcoming season.
And so what is the progress to get from where you started all the way up to being the very prominent fire chief in this great city?
Well, I think like a lot of people that do well in a profession, it's on the backs of a lot of other folks who have helped them along the way. That was certainly the case. Had an opportunity to work with some very senior firefighters who took an interest in helping me be all I could be. And certainly institutions like Miramar College and San Diego State University were instrumental in getting me here. But honestly, it's an honor to serve as our city's 16th fire chief. I walked past the portraits of the 15 fire chiefs who preceded me every single day, and I never lose track of what a tremendous honor it is to be there.
And of course, you're a Padre fan. Be honest. Do you have our games on TV at the Firehouse?
I think if you come into Firehouses, you will see the pods on there. We're pulling for you all the time. So you guys do an amazing job of calling the game. It's fun to listen to.
Thank you.
Were you an athlete in your day? Throw down to second base, and it's not in time. Gomez with a steal. So with no one out, the Brewers aren't satisfied with a 6-2 lead, or 3 lead, apparently, as they now have a man in scoring position, Gomez, with Betancourt at the plate, and the count 1-1.
I was an athlete. I played football all throughout high school and before high school. I was a little worried about throwing the first pitch out here because I'd never played baseball, so I'm just very thankful I was able to lob it in there and make it all the way to the plate.
It's a little intimidating, isn't it?
I'm in awe of these people that have the kind of control they do to whip that ball in there as quickly as they can.
Well, our executive chairman, Ron Fowler, has made a statement that he's pleased to recognize the bravery and thank the men and women under you and their families for the sacrifices that they make on our behalf. And Fire Chief Javier Maynor, keep up the good work, and Godspeed to all of you.
Dick, thank you very much. Mark,
thank you for all you do.
To the Padres organization, thank you for recognizing first responders today.
Well, that's going to continue 5 more Tuesdays. We'll be able to stand and salute.
We very much appreciate it.
Thank you. Be safe out there.
Thank you.
Fire Chief Javier Maynor, what a responsibility, huh? One of the reasons why we have such a great city, people like the Fire Chief. Headley puts the runner back and then fires for the out. Betancourt out, one away here in the third. Alex Gonzalez is the batter. He singled and scored in the second inning.
Every time I drive by the Firehouse in Alpine, I think of those guys, and it's a 24/7 thing, and they've come to my rescue at my house. That we've had to evacuate a couple times at our house out there, and what they have to go through to protect people's houses, and the EMTs and all that stuff. That's a lot of work. Chip and the boys out there, Scott. Good eggs.
Yeah, there's no warning. You have one of those terrible fires that hit us with the Santa Anas, and they've got to be on the ready and boldly, at life-risking situation, save us and our properties. Thad Weber on the mound for Clayton Richard. One out here in the third. Gonzalez with the count 1-0. Knee injury last year that cost him most of the season. That's a strike.
Yeah, I'd really like to see Thad Weber throw up about 4 zeros if, in fact, Bud Black elects to go with the young right-hander. You know, keep them at 6. The Brewers had the 5 in the first inning, and then they scored 2 in the 5th. It was 7. And Anthony Bass did one heck of a job. I'd like to see Thad Weber do the same. Good curveball. You know, talking to Josh Burns, the general manager of the Padres, when Thad Weber got called up the first time, he said, you know what, he's about 91 or so on the fastball, but he's really known for that curveball, and we just saw it right there. That's a big, big curveball right there.
To a veteran hitter, Gonzalez, been around since '99, with as a rookie made the National League All-Star team, then with Florida. Little pickoff try with Jerko slipping in behind the runner. And Gomez is a frisky sort, and he's with 1 out. You've got to keep an eye on him. He's already shown you his blazing speed.
Hey, Mark Sweeney's down by our dugout, and that's something that I always like to see. You know, there's no outs, 1 out, even 2 outs. Just make them aware. Put on a pickoff play out there.
Yeah, I love seeing that, and that's stuff that you work on in spring training, but you have to keep them aware and understand you don't want to give them that extra step. That could be
there he goes.
Safe at home.
And the ground ball to short. Better be careful here. He might try to keep going. Cabrera throws him out, and checking at third is Gomez. Boy, he had a big break. And if there was any bobble at all in the play by Cabrera, you know that Gomez was ready to scoot home. 2 away.
Hey, not a bad idea going after the pickoff, too, because as a runner, you're thinking, okay, they had their pickoff. You could see that Jed Jerko was retreating.
He's already past third by the time Cabrera gets the ball, but Cabrera gave him a look, and third base coach Ed Cedar saw that and then put up the break sign.
Yeah, you don't want to get too froggy with a 6-3 lead.
Gallardo takes a strike. There again, most home runs hit by active pitchers. Second behind Zambrano with his 11. One this year, and he's only 27 years of age. Didn't seem to like that call. 0-2. We're just in the top of the third, and it's a 6-3 game. Weber trying to check Gallardo, keep Gomez at third. Ooh, good stop by Hunter. That saved a run.
And that's a pitch that a catcher, any big league catcher, has to anticipate in the dirt. That's why you get in that position to drop to your knees and smother it.
Struck him out, leaving the man at third. Good pitching by Weber. Padres will lead it off in the bottom half of the inning with Carlos Quentin.
Out of the Padres by a score of 6-3. And yes, Carlos Quentin, he's going to be hitting this inning. So that leads us to our AT&T Twitter poll. Get involved. What is the best hitting tandem in the National League as we take a look at the universe's biggest piece of cheese? Hashtag Votto Bruce. Hashtag Gonzalez Tulowitzki. Good luck putting that one in your phone. Hashtag Kemp Gonzalez. Hashtag Holiday Beltran. Hashtag Utley Howard. Get involved. Who's the best hitting tandem in the NL? And we'll be back with the highlights, or the results, I should say, later in the ball game.
How about Pablo and Posey? I mean,
that's a good
combo.
write
in. You could write in Pablo and Posey. All the way to the screen, right through the glove of Lucroy. Carlos Quentin, before the game in his interviews, revealing the fact that he has made phone contact with Zach Greinke, and they've talked things out. Well, that's a good sign. Out of play. Carlos with a single right over and on the third base bag to drive in a run his first time up.
No, Mark Sweeney, speaking of tandems, I know there's 5 combos here, but does any one of those jump out to you?
Yeah, well, I always look for that lefty-righty combination. I think Tulowitzki-Gonzalez, or vice versa.
Oh, he just missed that one. That's way up into the night. Gomez tracks it down. One away.
No, but I think both of those guys have the ability to change the game, and they're at that youth that understand too. They're hitting at Coors Field for 81 of those dates. I think that's the factor, but you can't go wrong with any one of those 5.
Yeah, absolutely. You know what? I like Votto Bruce. Once again, ballpark comes into play, but those guys can hit pretty much anywhere. You know, Utley and Howard, good combo, but getting a little long in the tooth there. Can't go wrong with any of them, though. And here's your choices. Use the hashtag Votto Bruce, Gonzalez Tulowitzki, Kemp Gonzalez, Holiday Beltran, Utley Howard, or Sweeney Pomeranz.
Pomeranz likes to bunt, he told me.
Up the middle, but playing him just right, although the shortstop Pablo Segura still has time for Alonso. So they had that modest shift on, as they did for Headley, for Alonso, with the shortstop playing behind second base. And despite the bobble by Segura, able to throw out Alonso for the second out in the inning.
I wonder if Segura got his bare hand in on that hot smash.
Alonso kind of staring out there, so that should have been a base hit. That was right back through the box.
It's positioned perfectly.
Actually on the second base side of the bag.
He made up the difference with that arm. I mean, Alonso's not going to win any land speed races.
Ooh, that one got Lucroy. Foul tip.
You know, when you hear that thud, it's not like a real loud clank. When you hear that thud, this sound, folks, is really not a good sound if you're a catcher. Oh, that's off the foot, too. Call a tow truck. He's going to lose a nail. You want to know what that feels like, Dick?
Let's see. You get the toolbox.
You
could reach in for the hammer.
Yep.
Yep.
And just smack it right on your toe.
I haven't done that for quite a while, and it's kind of.
I don't encourage it.
It still is deep in my memory bank that wasn't a real smart thing to do. But you told me it'd be okay.
No, I don't condone it.
Denorfia hit it hard, but into a double play the first time, and a late swing there. (6-3) Brewers lead. We're in the bottom of the third. In the dirt. Final game of the 3-game set tomorrow night at 6:30 for Padres Live, the pregame show. Edinson Volquez seeks his first win of the year against Marco Estrada. Estrada's 1-0. And an off day Thursday, and the world champions. The Giants are in here Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Line to center. Gomez charges and has the ball. Oh, Denorfia has hit the ball on the nose twice and nothing to show for it.
Top of the fourth inning, and tonight it's Social Media Tuesday. We asked you to tweet us your thoughts about having Quinton and Headley together again in the lineup using our hashtag Padres Reunited. One of our favorite tweets comes from KJanks11, who said he expects constant back-to-back home runs. Petco will erupt at the number of home runs these two will hit this year. Let's hope that happens. And remember, keep tweeting us using our hashtag Padres Reunited. We'll be highlighting our favorites throughout the broadcast the rest of the night. Dick, Mark, back to you guys.
All right, Megan, great to have you with us. So you folks still have time to respond on our Social Media Tuesday, what you think about the partnership of Headley Quinton and what it means to the Padres going forward. Top of the fourth inning, Thad Weber in relief of Clayton Richards. Top of the order, Aoki, then Segura, and Braun for the Brewers. Aoki has lined to second and bunted his way on safely the last time, scored a run. 1-2 the count. So when you think about this Milwaukee team that seems to produce runs at will, and they're without Corey Hart and Aramis Ramirez, when they come back, how tough is that lineup going to be? And again, most of you know this, but it's never happened before in Major League history, so it's worth repeating that no team has ever started 2-8 and then won the next 8 games in a row. That's what the Brewers have done, to go from a dismal 2-8 to a very proud 10-8. Only one game behind Cincinnati in the National League Central Division. Ron Renicky, their manager, former Angels coach at the same time that Bud Black was on the coaching staff of Mike Scioscia back in 2002, the World Series champs from Anaheim.
And Milwaukee being in that National League Central, here you see the former coaches together with the Angels, as Dick mentioned.
Struck him out. Weber has a second strikeout.
Oh, what kind of a swing was that? My goodness. Aoki nearly spins himself into the ground and loses his helmet in the process. Boy, too big of a swing, huh?
It is fascinating how the Japanese hitters, though, some of them almost running out of the batter's box as they make contact. They all can bunt well, go to the opposite field. One out here in the fourth. By the way, Renicky, while he's back in Milwaukee in the baseball season, In the offseason, he's right up the road in San Clemente, makes his home. Went to UCLA. Segura scored the first Brewers run when he tripled in the first, came in on Braun's ground out. And he knocked in a run the last time in the 5-run second inning that knocked Richard out of the game. The ground ball to third with the bases loaded brought in a run. His 4th RBI. Braun due next.
Well, Mark Sweeney, Thad Weber out there. It's a great opportunity anytime you get the ball in relief like this. Hold him at 6, but you know, I like how he attacks the zone. He's not overpowering, but he's got a good number 2 curveball.
Yeah, so impressed with Thad because he's throwing strikes. He's that strike thrower that likes to mix pitches, understanding he's not going with that plan. But I'm very impressed down here the way he works. He's incorporating all the pitches. But he looks like he knows how to pitch out of the zone, but also throw strikes when he has to.
Yeah, and you know what, Dick and Mark, it seems like he's not scared. You know, to be pitching at this level. You know, a little bit of time, a couple games with the Tigers in the past, but he's making the most of it. Good curveball there.
Field your position. You're an infielder after you throw the ball. I heard that earlier today.
And he's the best athlete on the field as we speak. Way to go, Thad Weber.
Don't do it.
Making pitchers look good. Oh, yeah.
2 away.
There's more where that came from.
So, Mark, you were down there, Clayton, Richard. I was going to ask Mark about Clayton Richard and his impression of, you know, being ill, missing a turn, out of rhythm. Did he not have his best fastball? What was your take?
Yeah, I think it was just up in the zone, and when we always talk about when he's up in the zone, it's flat. But you also got to give credit to the Brewers hitters. They are attacking the zone and attacking mistakes, and that's when things are going well. That's usually the results.
Ryan Braun grounded to short. That knocked in a run in the first. He was intentionally passed in the second inning. 5 consecutive Silver Sluggers for Braun. He was second to Buster Posey in the National League MVP balloting last year since he became a regular All-Star every year. In the last 4 years, he scored 100 and knocked in 100. Nobody in the big leagues has done that.
Boy, it's not only a credit to him, but a credit to hitters when he's on base driving them in. You saw the Fox tracks. Brought to you by Nissan. Trying to keep the ball down. And Thad Weber's doing a fine job in and out down the middle, but that number 3 was a curveball. So good tilt on that curveball. See how Braun stands off the plate? That means he likes to dive away.
Boy, that's a good looking pitch.
That was a really good pitch.
So there he's diving into it, and then he pulled back like it was going to hit him. But
yep,
it's right on the corner. 2-2. By the mound, Turco there throws him out. Thad Weber retires the Brewers in order in the 4th. That's a good sign. Returning to the lineup, Carlos Quentin with that base hit off the bag. That drove in a run, and Yonder Alonso followed with a base hit, and the Padres had made up the 1-0 deficit, a 2-1 lead, but 5 runs for Milwaukee in the second inning to knock Clayton Richard out. Betancourt's bases loaded single got 2 in, and LaCroix with the bases loaded knocked in 2 more. A total of 5 in the inning. Make it 6-2, and the Padres got a run back in the second inning. Nick Hundley doubled. Came around on a 2-out single by Will Venable. Bottom of the fourth, Jerko, Hundley, and the pitcher's spot to face Giovanni Gallardo.
The ball has been struck hard last inning, the last 2 outs. Alonso, Denorfia taking some good hacks, just nothing to show for it.
3-0 to Jerko. Lays that pitch in there. 3-1. Total of 52 pitches. We're in the bottom of the fourth. That ball ripped into left center. Gomez can't get there. Jerko, a leadoff hit. Padres with their 6th hit of the night. Brings up Nick Hundley.
Once again, not in the sweet spot. And that's a good thing off the end of the bat, because Gomez, you see where he's playing on the second baseman side of second base. Dumps that in for a single. Hey, only down by 3 here. Got to get something going.
Hundley drove the ball between third baseman Betancourt and the bag for a double and scored in the second inning. One of the leaders in the National League in doubles now with 7. Takes the curveball low.
Once again, not for a strike, so just eliminate that pitch. And Mark Sweeney, I mentioned it earlier, but it seems like Gallardo hasn't thrown that for a strike, so Reich's to eliminate it, right?
Yeah, you want to eliminate the pitch that he is not feeling comfortable about. He hasn't thrown enough strikes with that breaking ball.
Now, I think that's the first. I could be wrong, because I think I've been wrong. Let me check. Once before. That might be the first curveball that he's thrown for a strike, called strike tonight.
Weber's still in the game, apparently. He's in the on-deck circle, as you saw. 2-1.
I think the difference, guys, is watching Giovanni Gallardo, understanding, too, that he doesn't have that big breaking ball thrown for a strike. He has that tighter breaking ball for a strike, but also when that is happening, that's still a pitch that has velocity, so it's not a huge adjustment for the hitter.
Two and 1 to Hundley. 3-1.
Hey, Mark, as a hitter, how much did you look at the defense as far, not the infield, but as far as the outfield? And I guess that leads to my question, because left center field, there's a huge hole.
Yeah, I think it really indicates how they're going to pitch you too, Mark, and a lot of that is indicated on the shortstop side and also the second baseman side, but not too much with the outfield.
Green lighted. Hundley drives it into left field. Jerko puts on the brakes when he rounds second. Braun gets it in a hurry, so the Padres have something brewing. Back-to-back singles here in the bottom of the fourth inning with no one out, and that may change. No, Whitlock's going to stay with Weber.
Yeah. Hey,
it's a bunt situation now.
Absolutely. Hey, good swing by Nick Hundley, keeping it going. Even though it's station-to-station baseball, first and second. A big key here for Weber, we all know, to get that bunt down, if in fact he bunts, which he most likely will be, and then turn that lineup over.
Well, guys, just the understanding, too, the Brewers' bullpen has been a struggle at the beginning of the year. So I think Bud Black is looking at this situation. Giovanni Gallardo does not have his stuff tonight. They're going to score some runs, and they have to have that confidence, even though they haven't had a lot going on earlier.
Well, you saw with that graphic that Gallardo has been one of the most generous pitchers in terms of opposing batting average. 337 coming in tonight, and he has just given up his 6th and 7th hit of this game, and we're no one out in the 4th. Weber takes high. Well, the way he presented himself as a potential hitter the last time. Grounded out, was impressive. Now let's see if he has good technique bunting it. I like the way he squared around and didn't bunt a bad pitch.
Absolutely. I'm right there with you, Dick. The more and more I see Thad Weber at the plate, looks like he handles that shillelagh really well. Recognizes bad pitches.
Perfect. Oh, they do the backdoor wheel play and they get the force at third. So that's what the meeting was about on the mound, as the entire infield gathered around Gallardo. They had the third baseman charging and the shortstop covering at third.
And there's really not much that Thad Weber could do differently. I mean, if he bunts it maybe a little softer, maybe towards the end of the bat, might be a different story. First base was crashing. The pitcher, Gallardo, was crashing. And credit Betancourt with a strike thrown on the move to get that force play at third base.
Leadoff man Cabrera. Betancourt, the third baseman, stationed in on the grass with 2 on, 1 out. Ball 1. Cabrera walked the last time. Bounced to the pitcher his first time up.
Betancourt in on the grass, cutting down that range. Hot smash down that way. Could be extra bases. Big swing from Cabrera.
Will Venable, who's a solid 2 for 2 tonight. Scored a run, knocked in a run, stole a base, is on deck.
And for fans back in 1998, what the Kill Bill Veras is going on? Needs to shorten up a little bit.
1 ball and 1 strike. Ripped into the glove of the shortstop, Segura, and he turns it into an easy double play. Oh, that's tough luck hitting. Padres a chance to score there. Can't hit it any harder, but to the glove of Segura and an unassisted double play. Oh my. Presents Padres Baseball. Brought to you by Sequan Casino. Real friendly, real close. And by the Aramco Group. Purchase, refinance, reverse. Completing 4 innings here at Petco Park. The Padres hitting in tough luck. We were just counting with Mark Grant how many hard hit balls for outs and a couple of shots that were turned into double plays when the Padres were threatening to get after Gallardo. They've got 7 hits and 3 runs and should have a lot more, but just bad hitting luck tonight.
Out at the Jack Deck. Hey, a great place to watch a ball game. They are right above the right field wall there. Got the little half table there.
And look how close they are to the play. That's the auxiliary scoreboard just in front of them.
Great seats. I would love to do a game out there one time. Go old school.
No free libations, though.
Oh, hey, who's going to find out about it?
Well, you've got your own conscience.
Sounded like Dick didn't like that idea.
I'm going to go when they build a Napa deck. That's the one.
There you go. We can squash some grapes out there while doing a little play-by-play. Got the pants rolled up above the knees.
Lucroy, curveball hangs from Thad Weber. He's retired the last 6 in a row. Weber, Lucroy with a big double, knocked in 2 in the second inning. That was the capper on the 5-run second inning for the Brewers. That's a 2-seamer in for a strike.
Oh, you know what? These days, when you ask somebody to prom, it's just getting so complex. Anisha, will you go to prom with me? I'll tell you what, that's putting some effort. If she says no.
Yeah, Anisha, you can't get any more. I mean, that's not just a little invitation in an envelope.
That's big league.
All you got to do is change that first sign. She says no. Just change that first sign. You're all set.
Will anyone go to the prom with me? That was my sign. Call, third strike, Lucroy. 1 away here in the 5th. 3 strikeouts now for Weber.
There you go.
No way. Maybe Anisha said yes.
Oh, how nice. Need a little love in here tonight.
Ricky Weeks has walked and scored and lined to center field.
It took me 12 tries to get a yes when I went to my senior prom. I asked her, she said no. I asked her, she said no. I asked her, she said no.
At least you went to a big school. I only had 33 in my graduating class. My chances were really limited.
You know, I never thought of that. Did you end up going?
I think that. I think I did. Yeah, my senior year.
Yeah.
I think I did. I missed a couple of the other big dances. I wasn't much of a dancer. I mean, it always seemed like such a waste of a perfectly good basketball court being used for a dance. You know, it's so much more fun shooting jumpers.
Hey, good movement from Thad Weber. I really like that 2-seamer. It seems he's got pretty good control with that as well. He tried to overthrow that pitch, flatten out. And that's one thing, Mark Sweeney, I've noticed about Thad Weber is also he doesn't have a tendency to overthrow. He knows his limitations, stays within himself.
Yeah, and he misses the middle part of the plate. And I think that's the big thing. The breaking ball is very impressive down here. That late movement down the zone looks like that good strike that gets in the bottom of the zone. Nice and very impressive with Thad Weber.
Good pickup for General Manager Josh Burns out of the Detroit Tiger organization. Mark mentioned they came up with the Tigers just a couple of games late last year. Originally signed by the Tigers 5 years ago in 2008 as a 16th round selection.
Not a bad ratio. Balls to strikes, and next pitch will be 5-0 for Thad Weber.
Ooh, he hung that one, got away with it. And nothing wrong with a young man from Nebraska who obviously has baseball roots because he names his daughter Babe and his son Garrick. I suspect that maybe Farmer Dad might have been a Yankee fan. There it is, a changeup. 4 strikeouts for Weber. 8 in a row.
Very impressive, Thad Weber. You got the 2-seamer in the back of their mind. You've got the curveball, and then you see the grip coming up. Look at it in the glove there. Circle change, good arm action, and Ricky Weeks way out front. It's not only the pitch, guys. That was great location down and away.
So 2 outs here in the top of the 5th. Carlos Gomez is 2 for 2. Looped a double to right and scored, and infield hit up the middle to deep shortstop the last time. Raising his average up over the 300 mark, started at 295. Well, Weber doing a good job of smothering this red hot hitting attack of Milwaukee and hoping his team can come back and get some runs for him, pick up his first major league win. They've hit the ball hard, but just not in the right places, the Padres. So he falls behind Gomez 3-0. As we mentioned, he does not like to walk and hadn't walked all year until last night. Had a couple of free passes. Gallardo waiting.
Nice free and easy, getting that release point out to the outside corner nicely.
Misses, ball 4. First walk from Weber. That ends a string of 8 straight outs. Brings up Yuniesky Betancourt.
Well, you see the Fox tracks brought to you by Nissan. That number 5 is right there. Pitcher's pitch. Good two-seamer, didn't get the call.
Betancourt knocked in 2 and scored one of the 5 runs in the second inning. Grounded to Headley at third the last time. There goes the runner. Pitch out. Hundley's throw. In time for the out. Good call. Hundley outguessing the strategy of the Brewers. The pitch out and a strike to Neil Gomez.
The Padres 6-3. It is the bottom of the 5th inning. The top of the Padres lineup due up. We've got Venable, Headley, and Quinton. And this is the first time that Headley and Quinton have been batting together in 2013. And we've asked you to comment on that on Twitter and join our conversation using our hashtag Padres Reunited. And not Jason, he tweeted us saying he expects the bats to come alive and really hopes that the Padres show their potential that they have this year. And guys, continue to tweet us using that hashtag Padres Reunited. We will highlight all of those tweets in Padres Live, the postgame show. Dick, Mark, back to you guys.
All right, thanks, Megan. Venable leads off, bounces out to second, 1 out. And here's Headley. Walked and grounded to second. Carlos Quinton into the on-deck circle.
First pitch curveball.
And He did not go.
Wow. Some chirping from the Brewers. Knock it off, he said. He said, you knocked it off.
Ron Renicky out. Reading the lips of umpire Darling, bovine manure. Ron Renicky, boy, that was a lightning fuse went off. So I'm guessing he's been tossed.
I don't know whether it was on the appeal or.
Yeah, he's gone. Yep. And I hear. To see it again, my guess is that Headley took a pretty good swing at that pitch in the dirt.
Yeah, guys down here, it looked like Renicky was arguing that he had a full swing at it and thought the home plate umpire was going to make that call rather than the appeal down to third base. They both said no.
Here's what Renicky saw.
Oh, he
my
most
goodness.
definitely went.
Yeah, he had more than an argument. But the third base umpire, Clint Fagan, that's his call to help out the plate umpire. 2-1. And another bouncer to second. Weeks takes care of Headley. 2 out. And Carlos Quentin comes up with the bases empty. RBI single, his first time up since returning from the 8-game suspension. And he flied to center field way up in the night his last time, just missing.
And Jerry Narron, the bench coach for the Milwaukee Brewers, will now push the buttons for Ron Renicky.
High fly ball, right field. That's going to stay in the yard. 1-2-3 inning for Gallardo. And we've completed 5 at Petco. Has given up only an infield hit and a walk. Solid job. And he stays in to work the top of the 6th inning. He's got 4 strikeouts to 1 walk. He'll face Betancourt, Gonzalez, and Gallardo here in the Brewers 6th.
You know, Dick, it's not only the two-seam fastball, the curveball, and he broke up the changeup last half inning. It's the location, the command of those pitches. Sure, you know, as a 12-6 curveball pitcher, you're going to bounce some. But he's been doing that with a purpose. Very impressive. 57 pitches for Thad Weber. He's doing a good job holding the Brewers at 6.
6-3 as we enter the 6th inning. That changeup right in the middle of the plate, but had Betancourt fooled. He's knocked in 2 runs with a single to right back in the second inning, that big 5-run second for Milwaukee, and he grounded to third the last time. So he has 5 RBIs in the series. High deep drive to center. Venable to the wall and makes the catch.
Hey, Saturday, NASCAR heads to Richmond and goes under the lights as Daytona 500 champion Jimmy Johnson from El Cajon will look for his 4th career victory, while defending champion Kyle Busch tries to defend his title. It's Fox Sports exclusive coverage of the Toyota Owners 400 begins Saturday at 7 p.m. Eastern. Dick Enberg will be in the pits.
Yeah, right. That'd be sabotage. I'd call, they come in to change tires. I call AA, AAA, come and get over here and help me out.
Did you ever do any racing in the day?
Well, not really. I did cover the Indy 500 one year.
Really?
And Indiana has that little 500 bicycle race, which is run just like we broadcast that.
Right.
But the most exciting part about the race for me was the start. When all those powerful 33 powerful engines all gear up and they drop that green flag, and you went, how in the world are they all going to get through that first turn? And then you go out on the infield and you watch all the accidents out there.
That's unbelievable. The infield there. How many people they can fit in there?
And most of them, literally tens of thousands never see the race. That ball drilled to left, but right at Quinton, who hardly had to move. Gonzalez with a rope to left, so the both outs here in the 6th inning hit hard. Betancourt deep to center, and Gonzalez lined out to left.
Well, it's the second time around for Thad Weber against these Brewer hitters. He came in the 3rd inning. 2nd inning. Got that last out.
Gallardo has struck out twice. Trying to bunt in the 2nd and swinging the last time, and he rips that one by Headley. He's hustling on his way to 2nd, and by the time Quinton gets it into the infield, another base hit for a good hitting pitcher, Gallardo.
Well, Gallardo probably starting to swing a little early. You see he catches it out in front out of the dive of Chase Headley. It looks like he draws a little leather on it.
And lands right on that fractured thumb. Got the glove off. Hopefully he hasn't banged that thing. Now he's putting the glove back on, but he dived right on it. So a 2-out double. Aoki has a bunt single, strikeout, and a lineup. So all 3 balls in this inning. Struck with purpose. Long out, line out, and the double by Gallardo. Two and 0. So Weber has thrown 66 pitches. And he may just be right down tickling the E on that fuel gauge.
Well, you see, as I mentioned, the second time around now for these hitters, so he's trying to mix it up a little bit. Curveball, changeups. Going to be on the same page with that runner on second base.
Three doubles and a triple. The 8 hits for Milwaukee. That's a strike. 90. Last year, these Brewers, their longest winning streak all year was 6. They're looking for their 9th in a row tonight.
Tebow and John Shelby on the right there.
2-2 to the leadoff man.
Well, love John Shelby. Not only a good player, but a great guy. T-Bone on Ron Renicke's crew. He can hit a little bit now, too.
Oh, my.
Good pitch.
That looked at hard of the plate at the knees.
Watch Nick Hundley's glove.
Maybe a little low.
Hey, according to Fox Tracks,
it's rated where you want to throw it.
Nissan says that's a strike.
There's that fall away swing by Aoki.
So what do you think managers do when they get tossed? They sit in the tunnel a little bit so they can communicate. They go back in the clubhouse.
Yeah, they might watch. He might be watching us now.
Hey, well, if he is watching on TV, hey Ron, how you doing? Ron and I were teammates back in AAA in Phoenix. Good guy, good egg.
And
he was one of those guys where you knew that he was going to stay in the game and manage someday.
Back to the mound. Pitcher, boy, they can field their position, huh?
Best on the field.
That's it for the Brewers in the 6th. They still lead at 6-3.
Results. The question we posed you was, what's the best hitting tandem in the NL? According to the watchers, listeners out there, Gonzalez Tulowitzki, Dick, at 47%, coming in at second place, Votto Bruce. And the rest of the field, Holiday Beltran, tied with Kemp Gonzalez, Utley Howard, check in at 5%.
Boy, mathematicians just puzzled by the fact that they actually have a tie at 11% of the 5. It's amazing. Alonso takes a strike. Singled in a run in the first. Hard ground ball out to short. That Weber.
Talking with Eric Stoltz there.
His day or night may be finished, and good job done. Oh my.
You call that a strike?
Yep. And according to the Fox track.
Yep. Caught the corner, I guess, huh?
The first one wasn't a strike. One and two.
That's why I think more. Oh, hey, welcome to the game there, Cheeser. Yeah. Are you from Racine or Kenosha? Maybe up there in Eau Claire, Dad? Oh, Packers are going to be good next year.
1 and 2. Struck him out. For Gallardo, is that the first strikeout of the night?
You're absolutely right. And it looked like Gallardo pulls the string on that changeup. So rather than going with the cheese, he goes to something a little softer. Not the sharp cheddar.
More brie.
More brie. Softer stuff. Very nice, Professor. That's good. That's a great analogy.
You know, I had a night off last night. I missed you so much that after we had a nice dinner,
right,
wife and I said, I'm going to go down and watch a little of the game.
A little of the game.
I watched the whole game. Line to left by Denorfia. A ringing base hit. He joins the Padres hit parade. Every regular with a base hit tonight except for Cabrera. And he lined into a vicious double play.
Well, he's putting together some good swings. And you know what? Mistakes. Middle in and up. I think that's the pitch where you try to yank it and pull it.
Jed Jerko, second baseman, singled to left his last time, 1 for 2. Padres now with 8 hits, 2 for Venable, 2 for Hundley to lead the way. On the outside corner, 92, still has about the same fastball velocity that he started.
Whoa.
Nice dig by Lucroy. Well, you see the left thumb, that's the one that he fractured the tip. And wearing that protective bandage. And apparently nothing serious when he made that dive after Gallardo's double. Pitch he could drive there. Padres in the first inning got 2 runs in, had runners at first and third, and Denorfia slapped a shot at first baseman Gonzalez, and he turned it into a 3-6-3 double play, so they had to settle for 2 then. Then the fourth inning they had another big opportunity, 2 on 1 out. And Cabrera blasted a line drive up the middle that went right to the glove of the shortstop Segura. Took him right to the bag for a double play unassisted. So they got 3 runs, flirted with more, but it's Milwaukee in front by 3.
Yeah, that first that play down at first base, that hot smash when they turned the double play, that hurt.
And another foul.
Boy, Jerko really going after the high pitch there. That was definitely a ball. Still looks like he's kind of in pull mode, you know?
The ball was away and tried to pull it. Kyle Blanks, 6 stitches in that eyelid. So fortunate it wasn't serious when he ran into the wall in San Francisco and splattered his sunglasses, cut himself. Hit to right field by Oki. In position for the out, 2 away. Well, our Saquon Day-Cage strikeout statistic tonight. Strikeouts walk ratio. Best Cincinnati. They strike out more and walk less. But Milwaukee right behind the Reds and then the Royals.
Yeah, if you're around 3-1, that's really good. Cincinnati over 3.5.
Brewers last night gave up only 1 walk while they struck out 10. And tonight, Gallardo has walked 2 and struck out 1. Yeah, you're over 3-1 ratio. That's good.
Absolutely.
Hundley, a double and a single tonight, and he scored a run. Two outs and Denorfia at first. No, you look at the that last shot, this one right here. Look at this shot as the left-hander starts throwing in the bullpen for Milwaukee. Gorzolani, the veteran lefty. But from this angle, you see the slope of the mound to home plate. Foul tip. And it looks as if the pitcher's so much higher than the batter. It's almost an illusion. You know, the height of the rubber by rule can only be 10 inches above home plate.
Right.
It seems like it's a couple of feet higher, doesn't it?
It does. I would have to say it's an optical illusion, but you're right. It looks higher than 10 inches. I remember back in the day, 1968, after Bob Gibson had that, stellar year, an ERA of 1.12.
Chases in the dirt. Strike 3.
Is after that year they lowered the mound.
So Gallardo better as the game has progressed. We've completed 6. The Brewers by 3.
Mike Pomeranz with you. When we see on Padres Live, the post-game show, got to talk about the job that Thad Weber has done tonight, just keeping this game in check.
Yeah, Mike, pressed into service because Clayton Richard didn't go deeper in the ball game, but what a breaking ball and a compliment. He's a strike thrower. So threw some impressive changeups, but the breaking ball was very impressive tonight.
So we'll break down just what went on the field tonight. We're going to hear from Buddy Black as well, and a fantastic story out of Cincinnati involving a home run and a young man with special needs. You really don't want to miss that. Plus our instructional, how to make yourself a really good fielding pitcher. And if you're a Little League coach out there, it is a must-watch, courtesy of Mark Sweeney and Mark Grant. Gentlemen.
All right, thank you. And underlying Thad Weber's effort, allowed only 2 hits, 1 walk and 4 strikeouts and 4 1/3 scoreless innings, and that brings in Brad Brock here. Top of the 7th, Gene Segura, then Braun and Lucroy to bat for the Brewers. 10th appearance of the year for Brock. First pitch strike to Segura, who tripled in the first inning and scored Milwaukee's first run, a quick 1-0 lead as they continue their success in first innings of ball games. Fooled and swept to short. It's going to be a tough play for Cabrera. He doesn't make it.
Wow.
He can run, Segura.
Yes, he can.
Had that beaten easily. Yeah, 2 hits for Segura. Started tonight at 3:59.
There's real time here. Pick him up, put him down. I do have one gripe, though. I do have one gripe. What did we learn in physics class or science class or whatever?
Shortest distance between 2 points
is a straight line. Did you see how far he was running in on the grass? Look at right there. We're going to take a look at that in a little bit, but he's actually running in on the grass.
You know that.
Look at that, Dick, right there.
Yeah.
See how close or how far away he is from the straight line down to first base line?
So the scratch hit for Segura to open the 7th inning. Ryan Braun knocked in a run with the ground out, intentionally walked and grounded to second. Off the head of the bat, right to Alonso. No play at second. He'll take the out at first, 1 away. You know, Bobby Herbeck, the comedian, Bud Black's favorite comedian.
Right.
You know, at the between the shortest distance between 2 jokes, a straight line.
Oh, I got you. All right. I can just see Herbeck delivering that line to the left-hander.
Well, the last time the Padres won, Herbeck was on the scene up there at Dodger Stadium, so maybe we better cartwheel him down here. Lucroy.
Padres good luck charm?
Yeah. Hard out back to the mound, doubled in 2 runs, and struck out the last time.
Well, Brad Brock needs to follow suit. What Thad Weber did. Great job. 4 1/3 innings for Thad. That'll make Buddy Black happy.
Kept the Padres in the game.
Yes, he did.
Three and 0 now to Lucroy.
Last time out for Brad, he went an inning and a third. No hits, no runs. He was back on April 17th, so he has plenty of rest.
Three and 1. Popped him up. Alonso easing under it right at the bag. Watch out. Almost standing on the bag. 2 away. And a reminder to be with us on Friday night. The Giants are here. 7:10 game and a spectacular fireworks show to follow, all to the music of the Beatles, presented by Cooper Tires. Be sure to buy early, then you save at Padres.com or call 619-795-5555. Friday night, opening game of the 3-game series with the world champs, and fireworks to boot. And always a party out in the park
Sure.
too. Ricky Weeks walked and scored in the second when the Brewers scored 5 times, lined to center, and struck out.
I'm wondering if that's a Padre hat. Oh, it is, because you can see the SD. She's got her rally cap on. She's supposed to put that away now and then break it out when the Padres are hitting.
Yeah, she's just anticipating a big bottom of the 7th.
Hey, maybe she's rallying for Brad Brock. That's one way of looking at it.
Smooth.
How many O's?
Oh, about 5 O's, and you're smooth tonight.
Yeah, that's a huge run out there to leave out there for Brad Brock.
You know, on this night in 1952, you talk about the unusual, and of course, every time you come to the ballpark, there's always that opportunity to see the unusual. Hoyt Wilhelm,
the knuckleballer,
right, in his first major league at bat at the Polo Grounds, hit a home run. He appeared in 1,070 games, never hit another home run.
Really?
No, what else on that? Of course, a lot of those games were in relief later in his life.
Yeah, but
he
still,
wasn't
yeah.
all the chances.
Wow.
And another unusual on this date, April 23rd in 1952, and I remember this. Wait till after this pitch. 2-2 to Weeks. On the outside corner, strike 3. We'll tell you the story of 52 when we come back to Petco. Padres baseball brought to you by Petco, where the healthy pets go, and by Mercury Insurance. Get a quote, get 2 free Padre tickets at mercuryinsurance.com/Padres. Stretch half of the 7th here at Petco Park. And the Padres need 3 to tie. Lexi Amarista will pinch hit for Brad Brock. Brock went an inning, allowed 1 hit and 1 strikeout, no runs. Amarista, then the top of the order, Cabrera and Venable. Gallardo still in there. Ground ball left side. Segura with a hurried throw just in time.
He's a good one. You and I were talking about him in between innings, Dick, and he, tell you what, you have a player like that up the center of the diamond in Segura. He's got good range, got the good arm and speed.
And can hit.
Yes.
And he looks legit in the way he's swinging the bat. So here's Cabrera. Bounced to the mound, walked, and then ripped one up the middle that Segura snared and turned into an unassisted double play. So Cabrera's the only regular in the lineup without a hit. Curveball misses. Next pitch will be number 90 from Giovanni Gallardo. So not only is the rubber in it by measurement, and in fact, Luke Yoder, the grounds keeper here, does such a fabulous job, said that Major League Baseball sends out their detectives.
Oh, yeah.
And they measure everything, and you've got to be
sure.
And also in the bullpen, it's got to be the same slope, the same height,
the right specs. Absolutely.
You don't want to play any games with the visitors. High chopper to second. Easy play for Weeks. 2 ground ball outs. Gallardo really settling down since that 4th inning double play ball hit by Cabrera. It's only allowed 1 hit since. Venable, 2 hits in 3 trips, scored 1 and knocked in 1. So the other unusual thing that's happened on this date in 1952, Bob Feller of the Indians,
The Rapid Robert.
Bob Kane, he was a left-hander for the St. Louis Browns. How tough is this to do? They both pitched a 1-hitter, complete game 1-hitter, and Kane beat Feller 1-0.
Wow. Obviously the 1 hit being a
well, it could have been, one of those walk, steal second,
right.
Move around on a couple of ground outs, but Feller threw a 1-hitter and lost.
That's a tough day in the big leagues right there. Hey, Andy Hawkins back in the day, back when he threw a no-hitter and lost. He was with the Yankees at Comiskey Park, but it was only, I think they revised that because it was 8.5. It was the Sox won, the White Sox won. But Andy Hawkins, it was like 3 errors in an inning. Didn't give up a hit and ended up losing.
Well, I don't know what change Gallardo's made here in the middle innings, but he's suddenly become much steadier. Padres aren't getting the same kind of good swings. A lot of sinking stuff, a lot of ground outs. 1, 2 in this inning, 2 back in the 5th.
Seems like he's staying out of the heart of the plate with that fastball. He's not elevating as much.
Two and 2 to Venable, trying to get on there for Headley and Quinton in the hole. Full count. So again, the final game of the series tomorrow night, 6:30 for Padres Live, the pregame show. Volquez against Estrada. The matchups for the Giants series, Cashner will go against Lincecum on Friday night, fireworks night. Ball 4, good at bat for Venable. 2-out walk. the third walk given up by Gallardo.
Well, the right-hander, he got some early runs, a big lead. Padres trying to peck away. They have 3 now, but what has Gallardo been doing? You know, the Padres have hit some balls hard, but he's staying out of the heart of the plate with the fastball. There's one of the effective curveballs that he has thrown this evening, put in play. And the Padres just haven't run into any luck tonight as well, because they've hit like 5 balls hard, but right at the Milwaukee Brewer defenders.
Headley has walked and scored, grounded out twice to second. If he can successfully reach safely, it would bring up Quinton representing the tying run. Gallardo, 98 pitches. Lucroy, pep talk. High, 91 on the fastball, so 2-0 to Headley.
Yeah, all it takes is one mistake. Got that base runner. Be nice to have another base runner. Tom Gorslani is still up and active in that Brewer bullpen, the left-hander.
And they're getting a right-hander ready in a hurry out there with Quinton due next. That's 3-0 to Headley.
Rick Kranitz, pitching coach for the Brewers, on the horn.
Well, I guess it's just going to be Gorzelani. Now here comes the right-hander. Ball 4. 4-pitch walk to Headley. That brings up the tying run. Some wildness from Gallardo, losing Venable and Headley.
Badenhop getting up for the Brewers.
If you're just joining us, Ron Renicky, the manager of the Brewers, was tossed, arguing over a check swing by Headley back in the 5th inning.
And Rick Kranitz buying some time for Burke Badenhop as he gets hot.
So now Gary Darling's going to try to hurry along the discussion. Obviously, it's just a delay process to get Badenhop ready for Quinton.
Yeah, I was just going to make the point, because the lefty was on this side, Gorslani was there. Well, you've got 2 arms coming here, right? That's why I usually have the right-hander over here, the left-hander over here, because the arm slot's here and here. Somebody getting hurt when you got 2 arm slots coming from right there.
Yeah. So Quinton tonight singled off the third base bag, drove in a run in the 1st inning, and he's flying to the outfield the other 2 at bats. Representing the tying run. Off speed, had him out in front. Curveball.
Hey, 1 mistake. That's all it takes. And here's the guy to do it. Gallardo has thrown 102 pitches. Maybe the 103rd will be in the favor of Carlos Quinton. Southland Technology shows us that the curveball for a strike, swung on and missed.
1-1.
With Gallardo licking his fingers quite a bit, trying to get a little bit of grip on that baseball. Maybe the baseball being a little slick.
Couple of free tickets to Venable and Headley, setting the table for Quinton here in the 7th with 2 out. Check swing. Went around. Curveball.
And absolutely, he goes.
He knew it.
If he throws him a fastball, it's going to be up and out of the zone somewhere. Make him chase. He's throwing a curveball, he's throwing a slider. All down and away.
And another pitch down and away. Two on, 2 out, 2-2 on Carlos Quinton. No home runs as yet for Padre cleanup hitting left fielder. Wouldn't this be the right spot? One swing, tie it up.
This is the most that Gallardo has thrown this year. Previously to this, 103 pitches. Next one will be 106.
Swung at ball 3, a slider off the plate, but with 2 strikes on him, he had to protect. So 4 pitches, all breaking balls.
There's that fastball for show. Tried to make him fish for it.
3-2, so the runners will be off. Yonder Alonso is the on-deck hitter. So if you're Carlos Quentin, you almost have to figure this is going to be a breaking pitch.
I'm thinking slider down the way.
Ball 4. He's walked, the bases loaded. Venable to third. Headley to second. Quentin joins him. A Padre over every pillow. And we're going to have a pitching change. Will it be Baden-Hop or Gorzelani? Gorzelani to pitch to the left-handed hitting Yonder Alonso. So Giovanni Gallardo not happy with himself. A 6-3 lead, and he's walked, the bases loaded. So that tying run at first base as he exits, and we'll see a new Milwaukee pitcher.
Presented by authority of the San Diego Padres. It may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. The accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the San Diego Padres. Mr. Enberg?
All right, Mike Grant. Tom Gorzelani, veteran left-hander. Came over from the Washington Nationals as a free agent in the offseason with the Nats. Was 4-2 last year and a 2.88 ERA in 45 appearances, including 1 start. He's been with Pittsburgh. That was the team that drafted him. Came up through their organization, then with the Cubs before going to Washington in 2011.
Pretty good numbers for Gorzelani the first month of the season.
What kind of stuff does he have?
He's got a fastball, a slider, and a changeup. Not overpowering. High 80s, low 90s on the fastball. Likes to throw that slider to left-handed hitters, lefty on lefty.
Alonso with an RBI single in the first inning, 1 for 3. Bases loaded.
There's that slider.
Way off the plate, but Alonso decided he's taking a cut.
Boy, as we saw it on that graphic, only a 111 average opponents hitting against Tom Gorzelani.
quickly ahead. 2 strikes on Alonso. Venable at third, Headley at second, the tying run Quinton at first. Struck him out on 3 pitches. None of them very good. And 3 men left on base. The Padres have left 8 men on base and had the bases loaded. 3 gift walks from starter Gallardo, but Gorzolani without throwing a strike.
Yep, lefty on lefty. We mentioned the repertoire slider. There's a slider for a foul ball. 0-2. Hey, why not go back to it? Look like the front side of Yonder Alonso really opening up. Can't get to that pitch, and if taken, I don't know, kind of tough to tell if they were even strikes. But
no, it would have been 3-0 if you'd taken all 3.
Easier said than done right there.
Yeah.
Yonder Alonso jumping at that slider, and Gorzolani wins the battle.
So that's doing some quick work and good work for the Brewers to leave 3 men stranded. Gomez will lead it off for Milwaukee against Dale Thayer here in the top of the 8th inning. Thayer with the best batting average against of any Padre pitcher. Hitters are struggling. 0-8-0 trying to hit his stuff. Boy, that's a good looking fastball that catches the corner. Making his 9th appearance. 8 innings, allowing only 2 hits. 1 run. That was the Todd Helton home run that won the game 2-1 here on a Sunday against Colorado.
Good movement. Mid-90s for Dale Thayer.
Out of play. Gomez, a single and a double and a walk. So he's got a perfect 2-for-2 night going. Into the first couple of rows down beyond the Padre dugout.
You could hear that bat snap all the way up here. A nice slider down and away to Gomez.
In case you're just joining us, the Brewers scored in the first inning, a triple by Segura and Brown's groundout, and then the Padres came right back to take a 2-1 lead on a single. Venable walk to Headley. They both scored as Quinton knocked in 1 run with the single and Alonso another. Out of play, and then the roof fell in on Clayton Richard in the 2nd inning as the Brewers sent 10 men to the plate. 5 of them scored. 2-run double by Lucroy, 2-run double by Betancourt, and another run scored on a ground out. So 6-2, and the Padres got another one back in the bottom of the 2nd to make it 6-3, but that was it. Thayer misses 2-2.
See a bat go flying out of the hand of Gomez all the way back to the backstop. Lucky he didn't hit Nick Hundley or Gary Darling.
Or the on-deck hitter.
Yeah.
Betancourt. Change-up, full count. The Brewers trying to make it 9 straight wins after a 2-8 start. Fans up there in the Brewtown were crying disaster early. That is strike 3 called, and he knew it. Brings up Betancourt.
There's the movement. There's the location. Frozen pizza right on the outside corner. Oh, he's throwing the ball extremely well.
By the diving Headley into left field. Betancourt has his second hit.
Come on, Haley! That was terrible, Simon!
Some fan getting on Chase Headley. Felt he couldn't have come up with that one.
Yeah, I want to know if that fan has ever won a Gold Glove.
Just wonder. Alex Gonzalez singled to right, scored in that 5-run second inning. He's grounded out in line to left. One out single, Betancourt here in the 8th. Only the 3rd hit given up by Thayer all year. Logan Schaefer, left-handed hitter, is in the on-deck circle. Presumably will be the hitter for the pitcher Gorzolani. One and one. John Axford, our throwing right-hander. Had the benefit of growing up in the bullpen. Pop up on the right side. Taken care of by Jerko.
Well, stay tuned after this one, folks. Brewers, Padres Live. We're going to talk about pitchers fielding their position. Hey, you become a fielder once that ball leaves your hand. Clayton Richard, he's made some good plays. We saw Luke Gregerson in L.A. Thad Weber did a nice job. So stay tuned after this one. Set the DVR. Give you some nice pointers on how you can help yourself defensively and keep you in the ball game after the game on Padres Live.
Pinch hitter is Logan Schaefer. He's 3 for 20 this year. Takes a strike. 2 outs. Betancourt at first base. Milwaukee has led 6-3 since the second inning. Bullpen for the Padres shutting down the Brewers. Weber, Brock, and Thayer, but Gallardo stronger as the game progressed until this last of the 7th, when with 2 out he suddenly lost control and walked Venable, Headley, and Quentin to load the bases. But Gorzolani came in to make quick work of Alonso, striking him out, and the Padres unable to take advantage. Left center field and shallow, long run for Venable. Tucks away the final out. Padres will bring up Denorfia, Jerko, and Hundley. Their first of 6 first responders evenings, and recognition pricing goes with it. Members of the first responders community can receive $6 off available tickets if they're priced $14 or higher. Some restrictions may apply, but visit the Petco Park box office and learn the details. And join us here for baseball at Petco. John Axford, hard throwing right-hander. About to mention that in the bullpen as he was growing up, Trevor Hoffman was with the Brewers, and what a benefit for a young pitcher to be able to sit out every day in the bullpen and learn from Hoffman. And John Axford gives full credit to the Padre ace, number 51. Quite a story himself is Axford. He was drafted by Seattle in the 7th round way back in 2001, didn't sign. Elected to go to Notre Dame. 2005 selected by Cincinnati. Now his value drops to the 42nd round. Finally makes it as a pro in 2007 in the Yankee organization, and they release him. And after 2007 he was working as a cell phone salesman and a bartender, and played a little independent ball and worked his way back to the big leagues, and saved 46 games 2 years ago to lead the National League, 35 last year.
Another great story for John Axford. He's got a good fastball, 90 to 96 curveball and a slider. There's the curveball missing. He's made a change in his mechanics. Before, John was thinking that he was staying a little bit too erect on the mound and straight up, and wasn't getting a little turn when he goes into the stretch. Always going for the stretch. Watch where he kind of shows his name and number on the back there. Just a little bit.
Ground ball deep to short. Glove by Segura. Look at that arm, and throws him out. Oh, Milwaukee, you have a brilliant young 23-year-old shortstop.
This ball is hit sharply. 1-2, 2 hopper. Planting that back foot to make the strong throw, and showing off that arm is Gene Segura.
Getting over 360 and making the plays afield. Jed Urco is grounded out, singled, and flying to right. 96 on that fastball.
So John felt he wasn't getting good, velocity and losing kind of control without that little turn, showing the name and number on the back of that jersey. Just kind of staying straight. What a good downward plane right there at 96.
2 in a row at 96.
Just a little bit of the turn. See the backside, the name and number tucked, and then bring that front elbow through. Good follow through over that front leg. That's a power arm right there, utilizing his whole body.
He has already logged 105 saves at the start of this season, John Axford. Does not have one this year. The closer has been out of his grasp. Jim Henderson has 4 saves. 1-2. The count on Jed Urco. High fly ball. The night air will hold that one way short of the warning path. 2 away. Nick Hundley has a couple of hits and 3 at bats.
It's tough to get that top hand on top of a high fastball, or any fastball, from John Axford. He gets that good downward plane. Worked underneath that one.
With a couple of hits tonight, Hundley raising his average up some 20 points. Sees the curveball for a strike. Oh, 0-2.
Going Houston Street. Looks like he is ready to go.
came in. 1-2-3 inning for John Axford. On to the ninth. 6-3 Milwaukee. Lead the Padres 6-3, and it's time now for our Carl's Jr. star of the game. In his third appearance for the Padres this year, Thad Weber in relief of Clayton Richard goes 4 1/3. Shutout innings, allowed only 2 hits and struck out 4.
Good for Thad Weber, huh?
Yeah, he's our Carl's Jr. star of the game, Thad Weber.
He had it working, two-seamer, and he really picked up this Padre team by throwing up some goose eggs like the rest of the bullpen as well. Brock scoreless. Thayer now with the save out the door, out the window here at home. Houston Street gets an inning of work here in the top of the ninth.
Well, sadly, it's a sign of the times that here we are in the 20th game of the season, and Houston Street is making only his 6th appearance.
Yeah.
There just haven't been any games to save, so he needs to get work. And he's got to treat this as if this was a save situation as he works the top of the ninth inning, top of the Brewer order. Aoki, Segura, and Braun. Kyle Loesch, little scare there last night when he somehow hooked his little finger of his left hand on Jerko covering first base and dislocated his finger. Fortunately not on his pitching hand. Says he's okay. He'll be ready to go to work his regular spot in the rotation. The attendance tonight, 19,560. He bunted for a base hit back in the second inning. Tries again. Aoki is 1 for 4. Alonso gets it to the bag himself for the first out. Tomorrow night, 6:30 for our Padres pregame show here on Fox Sports San Diego. You'll see Edinson Volquez looking for that elusive first win of the year against Marco Estrada of the Milwaukee Brewers. If you don't have ticket plans, hope you'll join us here on Fox Sports San Diego. Here's Gene Segura, a triple, an infield hit, an RBI ground up. 2 for 4, scored a run and knocked in 1. He's been among the National League batting leaders all season long. Terrific start.
You know, this kid could probably hit anywhere, but playing at Miller Park, It's going to bend and fit him as well as far as the long ball, where the ball likes to travel. And that guy's going home happy.
Another base hit. Good piece of hitting. Just reaches out and punches that one to right field. 3 for 5 for Segura.
You know, the thing that impresses me about Gene Segura is that he just doesn't have one swing. You know, a lot of young kids, younger players, they'll try to just pull everything. It's just one swing. Don't make an adjustment. When he takes that pitch the opposite way, just by kind of slapping it the opposite way for the single.
Came up for 44 games last year and hit 264. Now hitting 377. As Ryan Braun, here's a few boo birds as he steps in. 0 for 3 with a ground out. Hits this one high in the air to right center. Venable with the catch. 2 away.
I think Ryan Braun just swung at a ball 1. So break for Houston Street and the Padres for that big second out.
Luke Roy 1 for 4, but it was a big one, that 2-run double in the second. That's the final hit that chased Clayton Richard, 9th man to bat in the inning, and was the capper on the 5-run inning. Looking ahead to the bottom of the 9th inning, the Padres will have the pitcher's spot. Then Cabrera and Venable to get something cooking, then down to Headley and Quinton.
That's where you need to get, right? Runners on base for the big boys.
Runner goes and steals easily. Segura's the whole package. Field, hit, run. That is his 6th stolen base. That's the same total as Cabrera, Everett Cabrera.
So got a little raspberry on that forearm, diving head first. Really working around that slider there.
Three and 0, might be green lighted. Takes a strike.
And Houston knows he's got to keep those pitches down now. Gotta keep the Brewers at 6. It's a huge run out there.
Lost him. So first and second with 2 outs, and Ricky Weeks is the hitter. Fox Saturday Baseball returns, of course, this week with 3 outstanding matchups. NL East leading Braves head to Detroit, and the Tigers will have Miguel Cabrera and company waiting for him, or the Phillies and the Mets, or the Reds and Nationals. Fox Saturday Baseball, presented by Chevrolet, returns at 12:30 Eastern on Saturday. Our game at 5 o'clock for Fox Sports San Diego's coverage of the middle game of the Padres-Giants series on Saturday. Weeks has struck out twice and lined out, walked the first time and scored, but he's in the throes of a suffocating slump. He's 4 for the last 55.
But as a pitcher, you got to go after this guy like he's one of the hottest guys in the lineup.
Well, we know what tremendous power he possesses.
Keep the ball down and away. There you go. Nice tight slider. Not a lot of movement, but perfect location from Houston Street. Looks like Michael Gonzalez. And Jim Henderson, yeah.
He's been their closer this year. Double steal. The throws to second base, and the runner is out. LaCroix erased on the throw by Nick Hundley, the second man that he's thrown out tonight. Here come the Padres, needing 3 in the ninth. And the final shot of Gary Darling, giving the heave-ho to manager Ron Renicky. And the Milwaukee Brewers trying to do that to the San Diego Padres and win their 9th in a row. Bring in Jim Henderson, a lifetime minor leaguer until last season. Called up mid-year. Worked in 36 games, was 1-3 with an ERA of 3.52, and has emerged this year as their closer at age 30 from Calgary, Alberta, Canada.
See the opponent's batting average 188, 6 for 32. He has not given up a home run this year. 4 saves, but a big key for any reliever coming in for a safe situation. First batter retired, faced, right? 7 out of 9, so pretty good.
Faces pinch hitter deluxe Mark Kotze. The veteran will hit for Houston Street. Try to ignite the fuse. Takes high ball 1. 94 in his first fastball. So in his 11th professional season, Jim Henderson now the star in the bullpen for Milwaukee. 94 strike.
Well, that fastball is going to be anywhere from 92 to 97. Also a slider, mid to upper 80s for Jim Henderson.
Three straight at 94.
Well, stay tuned after this one. Padres Live right around the corner after the Padres come back and win this one. Talking about a special home run in Cincinnati. The Bud Black press conference. Carlos Quentin returns. And fielding your position on Padres Live.
3-1 to Kotze, who is 4 for 9 as a pinch hitter. At the knees, says Gary Darling. 3-2. Cabrera, then Venable to follow here in the last of the ninth. The Padres down by 3. Out of play.
Mark Kotze wants that back. See the Fox tracks right there, brought to you by South Lane Technology. That last pitch right down the center, but just couldn't get that top hand to hit the line drive.
Rock him out on a pitch out of the strike zone. 1 away.
Went after the high fastball. Boy, tough to lay off.
Yep.
Out of the hand, boy, it looks such like a fat pitch. Gets up on you quickly.
Leadoff hitter Cabrera, 0 for 3, lined into a double play and walked. Should the Padres not rally here, what is most disturbing about the slow start is the fact that they will have lost 7 in a row at home. They've only won 1 game here at Petco. Opening day of the home season. That was it against the Dodgers. Lost 2 to the Dodgers and 3 to Colorado. Lost last night to Milwaukee. Wanted that pitch, didn't he? It's a cruel game.
This game will grind at you, no question.
It can be so joyous and delightful when you're in the streak that the Brewers are enjoying.
And it'll bring you to your knees just as quickly. It will humble you.
Well, they were on their knees, at least on one knee, 2-8 start. They come fighting back and about to win their 9th in a row. Be the longest winning streak in 10 years for Milwaukee. Two and one, Cabrera. Out of play. Well, putting together a series of hits. Bud Black talked about that in his press conference before the game, and that's exactly what Milwaukee did in the second against starter Clayton Richard. As they scored 5 times, a leadoff walk, and Gomez double, Betancourt a 2-run single, Gonzalez a single, a bunt single by Oki, a ground out base to drive in a run Segura, and a 2-run double by Lucroy.
You know, the right-handers tonight did a nice job of using the whole field, going the opposite way from Milwaukee.
Full count now to Cabrera, trying to work his way on there, get something started.
I mean, 3 hitters in a row in that inning. Gomez, Betancourt, Gonzalez, all going the opposite way. Gomez double, Betancourt single, Gonzalez single, all the right field, all right-handed hitters.
They weren't hit that hard, but they fell in.
Yep.
Full count. Still alive, Cabrera.
You can see Henderson trying to keep the ball away from Cabrera, giving him left field.
This is one of those situations. The old walk is as good as a hit. Padres need some base traffic. Way up on the handle is Cabrera. And another foul.
And once again going after a high fastball. Tough to lay off.
Staying alive. 10th pitch coming up in this sequence. Henderson migrated from Calgary down to the States to get his college education at small Tennessee Wesleyan College.
The minors.
Center field, but Gomez is right there. A rope for the second out. Boy, he's hitting tough luck tonight. Cabrera, a couple of hot shots for outs. Here's Will Venable, last call.
Yeah, there's been a handful of those hot smashes right at the Brewer defenders this evening.
Venable has had a good night. 2 for 3 and a walk. Scored a run, knocked in a run, stole a base. Little wrinkle to start Venable out of the strike zone.
Now there's the rally cap. Kid needs a rally shillelagh. Get something going here.
Two and 0.
Another challenge for a hitter. What don't you want to do? You don't want to be the guy to make the last out, right? So Will Venable trying to get after Chase Headley. And the big key right now, 2 outs, yeah. A little bit of magic here, but to get Carlos Quentin up there.
2 and 1.
He is in the hole. He's got the shark fin working, going for the kill, hopefully.
Two balls, 2 strikes. Home team down to their final strike.
Well, we saw a strong pen tonight from San Diego, but Milwaukee, since they've got the lead, their last 11 games for their pen, a 1.08 ERA.
Full count to Venable.
And hitters only hitting 165 to off the arms of the Milwaukee pen.
And he works a 2-out walk. Hope still flicker here for the Padres as Headley comes up. A lot of pitches for Henderson, 23 in the inning. Headley's walked twice tonight and grounded twice to second. Hoping he gets a chance.
Hey, how about a little flare somewhere? The outfield playing deep. You know, they're going to let that little single to the outfield fall in there.
Defensive indifference, and Venable takes second.
And the good thing there, now the Brewers cannot go the short way at second base to end this one.
Padres with 8 hits and 6 walks from Milwaukee pitching, but only one of the 6 walks coming around to score. 1-1. Looked as if Headley was going to take a pitch till he saw a strike.
Yeah. Well, a good slider from Henderson. That's a pitcher's pitch right at the knees. Here it is again. LaCroix frames it nicely. Oh, look at him stick there. See that glove hardly even moved.
Yeah, Foxtrack had it right at the knees. Breaking ball again. Bounces 2-2. Tying run is in the on-deck circle. Headley trying to keep it going. Struck him out. And the tailspin continues as the Padres drop their 15th game of the season, 5-15. And the Brewers are rolling. 9 straight victories for the Brew Crew. Final tonight, 6-3. Padres Live, brought to you by Cox, right around the corner. Mike, what do you have for us?
Well, we'll talk a little bit about Carlos Quentin's return. Our instructional tonight's a really good one. Young players, coaches, this is a chance for you to learn how to field your position as a pitcher much better. Mark Grant, Mark Sweeney will have that for you, and a heartwarming story regarding the Cincinnati Reds and a very wonderful young man.